Sarasam. Sit down. Good morning, one and all. So the fever of MCQs must be over, I think. How many MCQs? There was an ocean of multiple choice questions. Last question. Who is the god of medicine? Who is the god of medicine? And raise your hand. God of. Okay. Ravi, Kavi, Shavi, Dhanvantri. Thank you. I wanted them to pass at least now. In case that luck had made them pass by sitting here and there. Okay, so let us take the blessing from the God. I request all of you to rise for this prayer, Dhanvantri prayer.
धन्वन्तरी स भगवानमृतत्वदाता यो वैद्यकस्य गुरुरादिरनादिकालात् यो हार्तदेगमन आत्मसुखावहस्य नैरोग्यतस्य निधरां च नृणां हितस्य तस्यारणास्पदमहर्षिवरस्य शिष्य ये त्रेवयं प्रमुदिताननुभाग्यवन्तः देन प्रतीपितचरं सुचिरात् शुभायुः वेद वेदस्य दीपामिह तत्पुरदोतरामः येन प्रभां वयमिहस्य विदद्य दिक्षु ज्योत्स्नां रुजातिशमनी प्रभवेम दातुम् व्यादिव्यकात हृदयाय इमानवाय देयं द्वितम्बुविकलापि च न किलैषः देयं द्वितम्बुविकलापि च न किलैषः देयं द्वितम्बुविकलापि च न किलैषः.
Thank you. So, the new chapter in your life is being added on the behalf of our director sir and the entire JIPMER family. At the outset, we all congratulate you and your proud parents who made it possible to get the admission in a prestigious institute, JIPMER. So let us congratulate each other by clapping. What is the purpose of this inauguration? Is to introduce each other. Who is your director? Who is your dean? Who is your medical superintendent? What are their roles? What are their advices? Which subsequently you will be hearing. So let us formally inaugurate this program by lighting the lamp. I request the director sir, minister, medical superintendent, and one or two students please come on the dais and light the lamp. One girl student can come, one boy student can come. We have run short of people. One more student come. Good. Okay. Till now, you were getting advice from your parents, your teachers from the school and coaching centers, and of course, other advisors that you know. But once you come here, we will give you an advisor who will help you in various aspects of your stay during the entire course. And your student advisor is Professor Dr. Lata Chaturvedula, and she is a senior professor of and Gynae. Madam, I request you to address the student and give your advice and blessings.
Thank you, Dr. Chistoria. Good morning, everyone. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all the students who have made it to JIPMER, and also congratulate all the parents who have guided them and to join JIPMER. Hearty congratulations to all of you. You heard the Dhanvantri song, right? So some of you who are good singers or who are singers will soon be singing this song in many of the occasions. So I request you all to learn this because most of the time we want people to sing, not that you always play this music. Okay. Coming to things, yes, you have joined a good institute. All of you know that. First of all, I would like to tell you, I myself am a born JIPMERite. I have joined my MBBS in 1986. Since then, I am here. So you will understand my passion for this institute. So you can grow. Okay. One thing is very important is we'll be having a lot of seniors. Very important that we interact with them. Don't get scared that anyone asks a name or something, they're ragging you. So finally, you're going to stay here for almost 5.5 to 6 years, maybe beyond. So at all times, these seniors will be helping you, and you have to interact with them. Don't get scared. I mean, it's all part and parcel of life. If not now, you'll never get learned. Later on in life, also you have to meet a lot of people, interact with them. So this is a stepping stone. So that is one thing. Pondicherry JIPMER is quite safe, but having said that, you have to know our limitations. So be careful wherever you go, whomever you interact, whatever you do. It's very important. There are a lot of things which I'm sure will come up, but I will restrict to a few things. Very important is your dress code, which I always make it a point to tell. When you come to hospital or when you're coming to a college, it's different. You have to be in your formal clothes, not informal clothes. Girls, no jeans, no skirts, no this thing. Preferably only salwar kameez. And if you want to wear, you can wear sari, but we don't expect. Boys should wear formal clothes, pants and shirts, no jeans, no chappals. This is very important. You have to be tidy. Please iron your clothes. We have all the facilities available in the hostel. And I'm sure many of you are coming from home. Don't get up and run to hospital. Take bath in the morning, which is almost not done by medical students. Okay, and there will be a lot of activities which will go on throughout JIPMER. I mean, throughout your stay here, both academic and co-curricular, both are equally important. I tell you, this is a good place because you learn a lot of organizational skills. Many of them are being organized only by students. We may just support or facilitate all these things. So you have to get involved, better to get involved. So this also will make you fine tune yourself and teach you how to move on in life. Okay. So, but it's not only co-curricular activities, not only academic, both are important. You have a lot of sports activities, and most of you will be involved in, made into some of these committees. You'll be put into some of these committees. Don't think it is being forced into it. Sometime you will be organizing all this. So take active part in all this. Everything is important. Academics and exercise, everything is equally important. And request is anytime you feel low, don't sit in your rooms and lock yourself. Please talk to your friends, please talk to your seniors. You'll be having some mentors. Talk to them if you think they are not approachable. Talk to any faculty member. Don't try to be alone or aloof. Don't go away somewhere. Okay, these are certain things which I feel you should follow. please interact, please talk to someone. You can trust someone and be close to them. That's very important rather than keeping to yourself. Okay, so time, how 5.5 years will fly, you will not know because the schedule is very tight, either with academics, your exams, your tests, or in between co-curricular activities. So different life will just move on. Okay, so enjoy it when you're staying here. And a request to parents, if they're there online, please communicate with your parents. Okay? You have wardens, you have faculty, but remember there are lots and lots of students. It's not possible for us to keep eye on each and every student, right? So you have to help each other. Any problems, please inform us. If you think one of your friends or someone is not doing well or not keeping good, please inform any of us. You have fevers in the hostel. You can tell your day full of friends, whomever you are close to. But please inform us. It's very important. Because you're all away from home just after school. Many of you have been only at home, very well protected. You will feel that you're being thrown into an ocean where no one is taking care of you. It's not like that. You're all adults. You have to learn how to survive, what is good, what is bad. Every decision depends on you. Parents are very fast. They may not be able to assist you in everything. But communication is so easy these days that you'll be able to talk to them. I mean, see them every day. So I'm sure you will not miss them. With this, I'll stop. There are many more things. Pondicherry is a beautiful place, but remember, sea is very deep. Don't venture too much into the sea, and it's not safe for you. Okay. With this, I'll stop. All the best. And for girls, and the warden of Curie was also, but because I was not well, I could not. I had very bad throat. I could not meet you all. Soon I'll meet you all in the hospital. Take care and all the best. Have a very happy life in JIPMER. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Madam is in campus and 24/7. You can call. She has not given the mobile number, but you will get it from the academic section. Really, you can call anytime. She will help you. She is really student advisor. Of course, while your course will be running, your exposure to the hospital will be right from the beginning because now it's an integrated course and various aspects of the hospital and the role in your life will be highlighted by our medical superintendent, Professor Dr. L.N. Rajan. He is the senior professor of urology and also our medical superintendent. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Chipolia. Respected director, other dignitaries, and dear students and their parents. A very good morning to everybody. At the outset, I congratulate all the students here and their parents for all the students who have joined JIPMER Pondicherry and JIPMER curriculum. I can tell you that you have joined the best institution in the country for MBBS course. So it's really a proud moment for all of you. As Professor Chitoria has already said, curriculum now we have what's called as early clinical exposure. So you will be going to the hospital, interacting with patients and understanding how clinical care is being rendered. So in this regard, I would like to re-emphasize what Professor Lata has already said, that you need to learn the proper way of interacting with the patients. Patients are your teachers as much as other professors, and patients are the people who give you the job. So your salary depends on them. Therefore, you should go there dressed as if you are going for a job interview, so that then the patient will respect you. I can tell you the ABC of clinical practice: A, appearance; B, behavior; and C comes competence. So attention to appearance, attention to behavior is actually very important while you give attention to competence. And I can tell you that all of you have studied very hard to qualify in the exam and reach here. And I'm sure the momentum will take you forward, that you will continue to study very hard and move forward in the academic sphere. But you need to closely look at your teachers, your seniors, and look at them as role models so that you learn the soft skills in patient interaction. So with these words, I would like to wish you all the very best for a glorious medical care. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And not only clinicians or academicians, you will be a good researcher. That is the part of your course and curriculum. You will be taking various projects or presentations. There will be a research conference where the active participation is done by all the students. And we have Dean Research Professor Dr. D.M. Thapar, and sir is a senior professor of dermatology. I'm sure when you will interact with him, you will get enough encouragement to do research and do the research. Sir, please address them.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Director, JIPMER, Dean Academic, Dean Curriculum, and dear students and the faculty members who have assembled here for this inaugural function, for the fresh MBBS students who have joined with aspiration to become graduates from this place. We heartily welcome you people to this place, and it is the place where you will realize your dreams. And for these dreams to be realized, something like the scientific inquiry has to be a part of the career also. How you have the books written for you, you should know it that some of you might have progressed in your career and become scientist and had a vision and thought about something. And these things, the discoveries don't happen or innovations don't happen on their own. So we will be having the workshops for MBBS graduates on innovations. You will be led to the scientific inquiry part of it. So we have a research day where we will inculcate the research training programs and workshops. And then we have a program exclusively run by the MBBS graduates, the connaissance. So that will be one highlight where you will learn many facets of your course, how to learn it, okay, and then also how to have a scientific inquiry and research question, which may come to your mind and how to investigate that one. With these few words, I welcome you all to this institute and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Parietal is like another arm of this body. Some of you have got admission there also. Don't think that it is apart from the main body. And you will get the same curriculum, same exposure. And for that, you will be given guidance by Dean Karaikal, Professor Dr. Kusa Kumar Saha. He is a senior professor of forensic medicine also. Sir, please you highlight the Karaikal, their issues, not negative. Everywhere there is a negativity. The precautions the children should have.
Respected Director, Dean Academic, Dean Research, Medical Superintendent, Register, Project Coordinators, Student Advisors, and Associate Deans, concluded examinations distinguished faculties, dear students, and their proud parents. So good morning to all of you. First of all, I congratulate to each student for the success. Your arrival to the JIPMER remains beginning of your new chapter on your career, and thank you all for joining JIPMER to fulfill your dreams. I would like to extend my warm welcome to all of you. This is your home for the next 5.5 years. I would like to say thank you for entrusting us with your future. This is an amazing part of your next phase of your education after passing the +2. We obviously have to teach you the language of medicine, but we must teach you to think like a doctor, and we have to teach you to approach clinical problems. Your experience and success are very important for us. On arrival to this institute, you are going to gain knowledge, new ideas, new skills, and many other things. For the first time, most of you are away from home. We are here to guide. You will make new friends, set with your seniors to learn from them and get guidance from them. We take pride in saying we all are the part of JIPMER family. Once you become the part of JIPMER family, you must remember that responsibility also comes with this. So there are 5 words you remember for the responsibility: that always to be ready for learning the new things, reliable, you do the things, right things, even when no one is watching for you. Responsible, making sure you are being safe in all actions and situations. And respectful, you treat everyone as you would like to be treated. And be as a role model, making sure you put forth your best efforts. Use your liberty to fulfill your desire by attending the academic sessions and clinical postings. Not only learn the things, but also know how to do the correct things. Must acquire deep knowledge and good understanding about the fundamentals and be strong on that. This will decide your future. Attendance is very, very important. You are expected to be on time and present every day. You should attend all classes. If you miss classes or lecture, you cannot appear in the examinations. It is very important because medical science may be the most important and very serious science. Your career, you cannot tell your patient that I didn't attend this lecture and so I do not know. Project your innovations ideas to fulfill your dream, and institute and dean research will give you the opportunity to progress. It is important to acquire knowledge, to acquire skills, but it is equally important that you to be the good human being, and it is necessary to be humble. Try to learn things, and that will take you higher and higher. Ethics and integrity are the utmost importance, and moral values are very, very important, and disciplines to be very truthful, trustworthy, sincere, and fair in your life. Sometimes you make decisions that do not positively impact the educational experience, and as a result, you will be held accountable for your action. How you want to spend your time depends on you. This is the unique time as a college student. Time is precious. Make sure you use it wisely with the right people. You will not want to fall into danger, such as using the alcohol or the drugs. Risking your education and educational progress, it is not allowed in this institute. Disciplinary actions will be initiated against students who violate this policy. Not only do we care for the students' education, but we also foresee the importance of the students' well-being during their time studying with us. We are filled with facilities, opportunities, and the life experience. We are here to help you achieve your clinical and professional goals, but equally important, we also understand that in addition to the knowledge, we want to help you develop the process by which you think, by which you solve the problems. There are mental facilities in there which can help to adapt you the new environment, and the individual attention can be given to you, and it also facilitates for your personal growth and need-based guidance on academic and professional issues. Sometimes you may feel disheartened, like someone or war against you. But please remember that we will always be by your side to guide you. So please do not hesitate to get in touch with us if there are any issues or problems. Then the foundation programs will be going to start very soon, and it can make you aware about the different activities of the institute, rules and regulations, and it also you can acquainted with the campus and the institute. If you follow this advice, at the end, you will be the good doctor, I promise you. I am sure that on your stay for 5.5 years will be extremely useful and beneficial, and confident that the qualities you develop with which you will be able to face the challenges of the world. At least you can remember the 5 qualities. All of you know from the childhood, you have read the story about the Kaga Chester, that effort should be similar to the crow. You can give the effort like a crow. Bakodhyanam, concentration of assurance. Be a focus on the big things, not for the small things. And Swana Nidra, lighter sleep like a dog, so that you always to be alert to learn the things always. And Alpahari, light eaters, control your senses for achieving things. And Drihatyagi, less involvement in home matters. And if you have the 5 qualities, you will always succeed in your life. And for the steady mind to process or learning the things, you must have the free from the attachment, fear, and the anger, which will make you more further in your life progressment. That is all I have to say this morning. I wish you all the best for your study at JIPMER. My best wishes for your future. Again, I heartily welcome all of you to JIPMER family and be the good JIPMER. Thank you very much.
Dr. Kusa is your professor of examinations also, who look into your internal assessments as well as the marking system. Often you may be getting reason or the purpose for which you will be called, or you will be meeting him or clarifying your doubt. So Dr. Professor Kusa is very important to you from curricular point of view, and also here in the JIPMER main campus. There are so many deans and associate deans, but there is only one dean of the entire JIPMER who brings all the problems and the issues related to the student to the knowledge of director and the administration, and brings about the changes in the course curriculum as well as your study protocols. And you have with you Dean of JIPMER Academic, Professor Kundra. Sir is the Senior Professor of Anesthesiology. He will give you the overview of your academics curriculum as well as the advice. Sir, please address that. Respected Director, faculty members, students, and parents online, as well as the staff of the academic section. A very good morning to you, and hearty congratulations to have cleared and entered JIPMER, which is one of the best institutes in India. To look at the rankings, we are quite highly placed, and it's indeed our privilege to have you amongst us and to be a part of JIPMER family. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce you to my team, because you will be interacting them very frequently. I am here for a few days or maybe a couple of months, and Dr. Professor Vasu, who is the Senior Professor of Pathology, will soon take over. Dr. Vasu is here, so he is the Dean designate for you. The other persons who will be in contact or constantly in touch with you are the Associate Deans of Academic Section, Professor Gladwin, who is the Professor of Anatomy, Dr. Madhusudan, who is additional professor of nuclear medicine, Dr. Rafi Biswas, who is additional professor of microbiology, and controller of examination, Dr. Ram Kumar. And none the least, the in charge of the academic section, Madam Kalamani. So these are the people you will be constantly interacting with. So be free to talk to them, and you can anytime walk into the dean's chamber as well. But because we are almost occupied with a lot of work, so it's better you seek an appointment, which will help you to get a time, and then if you have any related issues, we are always ready to address them. There are no barriers. So look at the logo which is given here. This is the JIPMER logo, and it signifies that truth cures, which means all about an integrity of a person to be absolutely honest to himself as well as to the others and to your patients. That is the logo, and that is what your motto has to be once you have joined JIPMER. This is the physician's oath, which you will take when you have completed your MBBS course as doctors. But as has been already highlighted, you'll have an early clinical exposure. And looking at these points, which I've highlighted, will help you to deal with your patients, to talk to your patients, how your conversation should be with them, and how you should interact with them is extremely important. Please keep these things in mind, and you will take a pledge once you complete your MBBS course and your qualified doctors. The medical ethics is very simple. I would try to teach, or I will try to look at medical ethics in simple 1 or 2 words. It's nothing great. The words are that you treat a patient as you would like to be treated yourself. So if someone is in front of you, the way you talk to the person, the way you try to get the information from the person, or whatever procedures you're going to go do later, it should be similar what you expect on yourself in case you have to be one of the patients. So the basic modality of becoming, or a characteristic of becoming a doctor, which you must inculcate right from the beginning, is compassion. That is what you will have to invite. And that's the most important characteristic or an attitude which distinguishes yourself from rest of the society. Because day in and day out, for each and every patient which you deal with, you will have to exercise this quality. Next. I'm sure you're coming from different backgrounds, from different places. So ragging as such is prohibited. There may be interaction with the seniors, because when you have a family, there is a hierarchy. You have your father, your parents, your elder brothers and elder sisters, your cousins. So they may like to make you familiar with the circumstances or familiarize you with the kind of life you're going to lead ahead. There are going to be sleepless nights when you have to deal with patients. You cannot say, I cannot come for call, or I cannot do night duties when you become a doctor. So the challenges ahead are there. And some of them in a good way or in a healthy manner, they try to tell you that this is what is the future which is in front of you. It's not a desk job. It's a human interaction. And emergencies can come at any point of time. So they're just going to give you some sort of an interaction. They want to familiarize you so that you can also address your problems to them. But there is a line which should not be crossed. And at any time or any point of time, you feel that you are being mentally harassed or physically tortured, then you could always call upon any of the three. The numbers are displayed there. We have an anti-ragging committee as well. So ragging is strongly and strictly prohibited in JIPMER campus. Right? Next. We also told you that there are issues when you come from different places. You will be away from family. And coming to a new place, joining a college immediately after your schooling, you may not be well prepared with things, and which gives rise to some sort of a mental stress. And if you think the stress is disturbing you in any sort of in focusing with your studies or your stay here, these are the crisis helpline numbers and the email. You can always call up any of these numbers or even write an email, and your problems, I'm sure, will be addressed at that point. Next. So there are certain issues which students face. It may not be a crisis, but you probably want to talk to someone who can help you deal with stress. So we have a student welfare center, which is situated on the 3rd floor of JAF. You can go there. The timings are such that you can go after your lecture classes have been completed. Right? So you can approach there. We have counselors there who can talk to you, and they will help you out in any way you wish. Next. So this is the Students Welfare Center where it is located. The posters are all there in the academic center. You can have a look at the posters, and this is one of the soft copies which I'm projecting here. So why this facility has been created? Because all of us feel like physical health, mental health also is important. If you are not in a good frame of mind, you will never be able to focus. And if the stress is making a burden on you, then you need help. Please do not hesitate to seek help if you have any sort of issues with your day-to-day activities. So we have created this facility last year. This is a dining part, which is just next to the JAC building. And during your lunchtime, it will be open. All of you can go there, sit, have your food. But we make sure that we close it also because we don't want outsiders to come in. It's exclusively meant for students. Be safe, observe traffic rules. We encourage you to walk or use bicycles. And when you are driving two-wheelers, make sure you wear a helmet. Pondicherry has issued a circular that from 1st November, helmets are compulsory, both for the driver as well as the pillion rider. So for your safety, please wear helmets. And if parents are listening to me, make sure if your kids have a two-wheeler, they also have a helmet. This is one word of advice as a good citizen, and all of us as a good individual should follow, not only at home, but wherever we work and wherever we are. We need to conserve on resources like water, electricity, food, and maintain cleanliness and keep the environment clean. Please do not use lifts. You can always walk up the stairs. All of us do. We always take the stairs up, and that's good for all of us. Thank you very much for patient hearing. It was not a lecture, but just certain things which I thought would be useful once you have joined. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And finally, we are all working and supervision and under the guidance of our head of the institution, Professor Dr. Rakesh Agarwal. And I'm sure sir will enlighten you and advise you as a fatherly figure what you should do in this your stay in 5 years, sir. Please address the freedom and give necessary advices to them.
members of the faculty, all the new incoming 2022 crop of students, and their family members and members of the staff who are here. JIPMER exists because we teach, we have students. So every year we very eagerly look forward to our substrate on which we can work. And in recent years, because of COVID, there have been delays. So this year also we have a delay, though not as much as last year, but we are extremely happy, pleased to have you here because students are the reason that the faculty and the institute exist. You are the reason the entire to exist. Without you, we wouldn't be teachers. And we are extremely happy to have you. Most of the people you've heard from, so you heard from Dr. Lata, who's been here for 36 years. I've been more of a nomad, Anabadosh or vagabond, if you wish to call me, whichever way you want to look at it. I have moved around quite a lot. So this is my fourth institution within the country. I have also spent time at some institutions abroad. I can assure you that what we have heard from everybody, that JIPMER is the best institution, among the best institutions to learn medicine. We are all absolutely correct. You are all extremely lucky to be here. And of course, we are lucky to have you here. I've been given somewhat longer time. So as what happened, a lot of things that we all want to say to you are very similar. And I know when you are at that age, you are in late teens, the least you want to hear is the kind of preaching what we are doing. But just like at your age, you don't want to listen to that. We at our age have to do our job and do the preaching. So bear with me. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about might be what you've already heard. So I'll try and minimize those. But we think it's important for us to guide you for the years ahead. So people said, you're going to have 5.5 years here. I can assure you, many of you are going to have many years. So last time you heard 36 years. Also, many of you would carry from here not only an MBBS degree, you'll carry with you an MD degree maybe or MS degree, DM degree. And for all you know, maybe a life partner also. There's many people here end up doing. So and the chances of that actually over the years have increased because earlier there used to be a huge imbalance between the number of boys and girls. Increasing equality and balance means there's going to be a greater chance of ending up with that. So JIPMER is going to be with you all your life in one way or the other, usually multiple. So may I have the next slide? So may I have the next slide, please? So we started somewhere in the 19th century. The French set it up, and then in 1956 it was Pondicherry was with the French when that France transferred this to the government of India. The institution was named as Dhanvantri Medical College. And thereafter, the construction of this campus began. It was ready in 1964 when Pandit Nehru had just passed away. And President of India, who came to inaugurate the new campus, renamed this and said from Dhanvantri Medical College, we changed it to Jawaharlal Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research. And now we are expecting. So we had multiple buildings coming up. In 2016, we set up another campus in Karaikal. Next, please. So we do primarily 3 packages. First and foremost, we teach. Next, please. So this is the building that will be your home for the next few years, in particular the first year. Thereafter, you will also have many activities in other parts of the institution, but first year is going to be really here. And I can also go one step ahead and introduce you to your heads of department in anatomy, uh, physiology and biochemistry. So you have them here. Okay. So they are going to be the heads of the three heads of department who are going to the three departments that you will be exposed to. Thank you. They're also going to be other departments that you will have minor postings with, especially preventive and social medicine, and some other departments that you will have as a part of early clinical exposure. But they are going to be your prime teachers in the first 1 year, and that's where we are. Next, please. MBBS is only one of the courses that we run. We overall run about more than 100 courses. We annually admit about 800 students. Of course, MBBS is the course with the largest intake of about 250. And at any time, we have somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000 students on the campus. These are medical courses, MBBS, MD, DM, MD, MS, DM, MCH, PDF courses. We also have courses in nursing, allied health sciences, dentistry, public health, PhD. So it's a wide variety of courses. Next, please. So 250 MBBS students across two campuses, 250 MDMS students every year, and then nearly 80 students every year for post-MD courses that we take. Next, please. Next, please. So there are multiple hospital buildings. I'm not going to show you all of them. This is one of them. Next, please. And that's another one, the emergency. Next, please. So we have more than 2,000 beds that adequate to teach you, and we have seen a large number of patients do a large number of procedures. You have everything available. But I must tell you that, the best thing of MBBS is that you are exposed to a wide variety of things, both in basic science and on the clinical side. And each one of you will take different things, and some will take more, some will take less. The more you volunteer, the more you decide to learn, the more you can pick up. Sky is the limit. Surely some will learn more, some will learn less. My advice to you as an elder would be, take as much as you can. Obviously, there was a day several years ago when I was sitting like you people are sitting. At that time, could I have imagined that I'll become a teacher? No way. Could I have thought that I'll become a department head? No way. Could I have thought I'll be a head of institution? No way. So, what you are seeing, all the people who have come here and spoken, they were once like you, but they are the ones who chose to excel, who chose to learn more, who chose to be multidisciplinary, and that's why they are where they are. And that's exactly going to happen in this class. Some of you who choose to learn more, who choose to excel, who choose to progress. Of course, luck plays a role, I must say that. But luck favors those who are hardworking. So we expect that in a few years, some of you will be here and doing the same thing that we are doing today. So my advice to you is to take as much as possible. The resources are enormous, but it needs some action on your part to suck up as much as you wish. Next, please. So our hospital does very well in terms of cleanliness, patient satisfaction. We get a lot of awards, which you will keep hearing about as you are here. Next, please. So we have some excellent equipment. Next, please. State of the art. I'm not going to show you everything. And next, please. Next, please. So for research, already Dr. Thapa has told you that the faculty encourages MBBS students also to participate in research. Residents have to do that. MD, MS students have to do that. That's compulsory. For students, we encourage. Again, some take the opportunity, others don't. Of course, if you want to take that opportunity, that also means you have to work somewhat harder, somewhat extra, but it's extremely satisfying, as Dr. Thapa was trying to say. Next, please. That's a Karaikal campus. That's a rented building we are in, but within the next few months, we'll move to our own college building. Students have already moved we already have our own hostel. Only earlier, not this month has changed. In Last month, the hostel was active and students have moved to the new hostel. And now the next step will be in another 3 or 4 months to move to the new college. Next, please. We are in the process of setting up another campus about 12 kilometers from here, but it will take some time. So maybe by the time you leave, you would also be seeing that. Next, please. That's the administrative block. That's a tall flag that JIPMER is very proud of. Next, please. There are other buildings, so that's the School of Public Health. Next, please. You heard about that we are very environment conscious. Dr. Kundra talked to you about conserving resources, and we conserve a lot of water. We have a lot of rainwater harvesting system. We generate about 15% of our electricity by having solar panels on top of all our buildings. Next, please. And that's another place we are going to spend a lot of time. The hostel complex for those of you who are in the hostel. Of course, day students won't be there. Next, please. And we have sports facilities for you. Next, please. Next, please. And we do encourage students to use these facilities both indoor and outdoor. Please understand, academics is important, but a bit of time spent on your physical exercise and health actually helps you study better, helps your mental development also, and also keeps stress and tension and depression away. So we do expect all of you, girls and as well as boys, to make use of these facilities for playing for physical activity. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. So we have different places where you can eat. Make use of that. The campus is very green. We have some very interesting plants. Next, please. And actually very interesting fauna also. For those of you who wake up early, the campus has lots of birds, or even in the evenings actually. You can hear such beautiful chirping of birds. It's extremely enjoyable. Of course, we do have snakes and that kind of animals, but hopefully none of you would encounter that. So you need to be just a little bit cautious. Next, please. Okay. So we have students participating in sports, cultural activities. Next, please. Debates. Next, please. And then they have this conference, research conference that you heard about. Next, please. Next, they organize events such as TED Talks. We haven't had them for 2 years now or 3 years because of COVID, but I'm sure the students will start that this year. Next, please. We have had cultural programs on classical music organized by students. Next, please. Next, please. And you are in Pondicherry, parts of which look as if you are in France. Next, please. Next, please. It's an interesting place. It's very peaceful at times, but at the same time, it can be stormy. Next, go back, please. So, I was warned when I came to Pondicherry, and I must convey that to each of you, that the sea here can be rough. So do go close to the sea, but please take precautions. We have lost people to the sea. Any carelessness and sea is not, would let you get away with if you take liberties with it. So please be careful. That's something that I would advise each of you. Next, please. So most of you are 17, some may be 18, 19. You are going to be here for 6 years. By the time you leave, you'll be out of your teens. Today, people might still consider you minors, but by that time, you'll be a very responsible member of society. And in doing so, it's going to be, as you can imagine, a big transformation. And transformation can be difficult, can be stressful, but they ultimately end up in something good. Next, please. I'm sure most of you won't be able to identify what this is. But if you pass it through heat, you heat it enough. Next, please. This is what you get. So gold in amorphous form looks exactly what you see on the left. And to bring it to shine, to bring it to what we know it, it needs eating at a very high temperature, and that's what you get. And that's exactly what's going to happen to you. Right now, you are raw, you are young, you are trainable, we have to take you through a lot so as to change you into professional doctors that people have faith on, that can serve the mankind, that can help people fight disease. Next, please. So this period has to be hectic, has to be stressful. Some of you may need support, and as has been said previously by Dr. Lata, Dr. Kundra, please ask for help if you think it is becoming too stressful. Next, please. So this is what I have found with people in my family. Everybody would have told you, beta, don't worry, study for these 3-4 years, pass 12th, once you get into a medical school, your life is made. Then after that, you don't need to worry. That's the farthest from truth. Please don't believe your parents, at least that one sentence that they taught you, or if your friends told you that. It's a bit like, so I showed you the amorphous material and I showed you the material in the form of metal. If you extinguish the flame that is heating it too early, you won't get the result. And that's where we are. These are going to be the most difficult years. These are going to be the most enjoyable years at the same time. The friendships you make at this time, the learning that you do together will stay with you all your life. However, you're going to be in a different place, you'll hear different languages, the culture around will be different, food will be different. You will lose your old friends. You'll have reduced contact with your cousins, family, parents, friends, and being away from home can be lonely. Also, the method of teaching will change. Already in schools, a lot of teaching used to be prescriptive. The teacher tells you what to learn and you learn. And with whatever our society has undergone in the last few years, coaching classes, it has become worse, even more prescriptive. We have gone away at school level from self-initiated learning. Whereas now, you'll be expected to learn on your own. Teachers are going to be less bothered about you. Your parents who used to tell you, sit down and study, are not going to be around as much. They also give you space, they give you time. And hopefully they'll not be too intrusive. I'm saying hopefully because actually we don't want them to do that. We expect you to develop on your own. And there will be examinations more frequently. That's something that I find people today are not bothered about because even in their coaching classes, they have periodic exams. So, but these are exams that are going to count towards your final marks. They are not mock exams. They are exams whose marks get added to your final score. Next, please. Also, remember, many of you would have been top rankers in your classes, in your colleges, in your schools. And now when you bring all the topmost material together, obviously there can be only few toppers. There cannot be as many. So there is stress that I am no longer the topper. But I can tell you that you may not be topper if you are below that, but you are learning everything. That's as good. What we want is you should learn more rather than just be on the top. There's going to be active schedule, not only in terms of teaching and classes and examinations, but also I showed you other students do other activities, so you are also going to be participating in that. And when you start going to the hospital, seeing sick people, seeing diseased people can be also challenging and stressful. Surely help will be available, but you need to be cognizant of this. If you know that this is something that everyone goes through, that itself takes away a lot of stress. Next, please. So try and be a good professional, a good human being, and not merely think that you have to remember facts or learn facts. We want you to develop some hobbies and interests. If you already have them, get them here. If you play guitar and that's what you used to do back home to relieve stress, get your guitar here and play it in the evening. If you had some other interests, please do that. Take to yoga, meditation, sports. The Students Association, which we call as JSA, has a lot of activities. Right now, there is a bit of a challenge because Spandan used to be September and people used to come in late July, early August. So now the next Spandan is going to be next year. So otherwise, first year students used to get involved in that. But there will be other activities. There will be connaissance. So please get involved in those. So they have these committees to organize and be a part of those. If you're asked to be a part of that, don't think that you're being asked to do a dirty job, because that's how you form relationships. That's how you find people who will actually be able to help you in case of a difficulty, and make new friends, not only among your class, not only among people who come from the same town or same state that you come from. The best part of JIPMER is that you get to see people coming from different parts of the country. And that's what we expect you to do. Learn their languages, learn their, saying, learn how they do things. And that's the best part of being in a place such as this, which is really diverse. Next, please. Dr. Kundra has said this, so I'll not spend time on this, but regular attendance and studies is important. Dr. Chitoria said right in the beginning, if you don't have attendance, you cannot appear in the examination. And of course, as he said, you can't tell a patient that I was absent on when this disease was taught and therefore I don't know this. Next thing. Extremely common at this age group. Smoking, drugs, alcohol. Starts as an occasional exposure. Sometimes people think, what if I smoke one cigarette or I have something once? Experimentation is something that's associated with teenage. But I can only tell you that it can become a habit only if you experiment. If you don't experiment, then it cannot become a habit. Try and keep away. If nobody can force you to resort to this, if there is anything, please let us know. We will take care of that. These use of these things can initially appear as if it relieves your stress, but that's very temporary. In the long run, all these are harmful. And for doctors who are supposed to understand the ill effects better, it's even worse to be accustomed to these. Next, please. Medicine is all about communication. All about communication. Actually, we find that medical people, by the time they finish, are much more open to talk to people because they have to do this as a part of their learning. They have to talk to the patients, they have to talk to the families, they have to talk to teachers. So you need to learn how to communicate. You need to learn how communication with different people is done somewhat different, because there are different ways that you communicate with seniors, juniors, colleagues, patients, their families. Families when outcome of disease has been good, families when outcome of disease has been bad and the family is grieving. You need to learn how to communicate clearly, concisely, meaning in short rather than long sentences, precisely, so that you give the message exactly what you want to say. How are you to have confidence when talking to people? How to respect others? How to respect other people's languages, viewpoint, belief, sometimes custom. And Dr. Kundra talked to you about the importance of empathy and compassion. These skills are best acquired during your MBBS, but will be useful all through life. There cannot be a physician without excellent communication skills. Your success in medicine will depend. So when Dr. Durai Rajan was talking about A, B, C, when he said C, I thought he's going to talk about communication and then go to something else. So communication and competence have equal importance as far as I am concerned. If you are a competent doctor but you cannot communicate well with people, you are nobody. Next, please. So again, I think to parents, if they are listening online, Please do keep in touch with your children. They need this particularly in the first 1 year and to some extent all through. If you should know at least a few of their friends so that if you cannot reach them, you know whom to contact and how to reach their friends. If you notice any any change in the behavior, any change in emotions of the student, please let us know. Please come and visit them, your children, and we. I think it's need. It takes a village to raise a child. So same way for people at this age also, you and we have to work together. And just the college and teachers cannot take care of this. You will have to be involved in making sure that children are doing well. Next please. Already said, we have a strict anti-ragging policy. Anyone caught ragging, and now I'm talking to you when you will be in the second year onwards, can be even thrown out of the institution or fined or suspended from classes for a few days. The same thing is true for you, that people will not rag you. In the last 4 years that I've been here, there have been no complaints about ragging, except one I think we had. But at the same time, as has been said, people would want to know you. You walked into somebody's house, you walked into JIPMER, and there are people who are already living there, so they will talk to you, they will want to know you. So don't be extra suspicious. So talk to them. But if it really reaches something that is troubling you, please tell us. You tell the student advisor, you tell the hostel warden, you tell the dean, tell me if need be, and we'll take care of it. Next please. I'll leave this slide on for 2 or 3 seconds for anybody who wishes to note it down or you want to take a picture. Otherwise, posters are around in this building and you know these numbers. You can contact people. If somebody doesn't respond, it's possible that they are already with a student or busy somewhere else. They'll get back to you. Next, please. And Dr. Cherbury, who is head of biochemistry, whom you will be meeting, she's also the head of the Student Welfare Center. So you can also talk to her if need be. You can walk to the Dean Academic, Dean Research, Medical Superintendent, me. We'll try our best to correct whatever we can. Next, please. I know the word has changed after 2020, and the word has changed again in 2022. 2020 with COVID, and 2022, the rest of the world seems to have forgotten COVID. But we, being a medical institution, still follow slightly different policies, and we expect the students to comply with those policies. It's all for your health, and you need to understand all this. Next, please. Medicine is very different from other fields. In other fields, it is expected that students are going to be naughty, students are going to do different things. But when we walk through the campus, people look upon us as doctors, professionals, even at you people, because you'll be wearing a white coat, they would think that you are doctors. They expect a behavior from you as if you are doctors. Even though you may be young, you may be students. Also, we treat you with a lot more of respect, give you a lot more independence. If you see your colleagues in engineering college, etc., their hostels they don't have as much freedom as we do. We have boys and girls living within the same compound without any fence separating you. We expect reciprocally, we also expect from you a more, different kind of responsible behavior. And remember, we all live in a campus, but the world can watch us even more within a medical campus because general public comes to the medical campus. And therefore, whatever we do is under the watchful eye of public. JIPMER has a certain reputation in the city, in the area, and one misstep on part of the students can spoil this. And if it is spoiled, the sufferers are going to be you. Your degree will have less value because a lot of what the value your degree has also goes with the respect of the institution. So we expect you to behave properly. Next, please. Next, please. So people have talked about dress, and I can tell you this scientific study that was done, people being shown 4 pictures. You can think and say how you would like your doctor to be. Next, please. And that's for women. Next, please. And you can see the second dress was the one that most people favor. Except in the emergency when some people said people could be in surgical scrub, 30% people. If you are dressed properly, people look at you very differently. And not only in hospital, but even around in the campus. Next, please. As faculty, we would love to take care of you. Next, please. But not as trauma patients. And it is said already that we expect you to be cognizant. The traffic accident rate in Pondicherry is fairly high, and we want you to be careful. Also, if you leave campus, and for that matter, within campus, within the campus, you must be wearing your ID cards. You will get them soon, so that if something happens, we know who you are. And if you are outside, please carry an identification from JIPMER in your pocket. Because just in case you were to have a medical emergency, something else, people know whom to inform. That's something absolutely a must. And I can also tell you that if you are in a trouble, sometimes the JIPMER ID card can make people look at you very differently. Even if they think that you've transgressed some boundary, if you have a JIPMER card, they will look at you very differently. They will give you more respect. Next, please. So in another 5.5, 6 years, next, please. That's where we want to see you at a convocation, receiving a degree after an oath that Dr. Kundra talked to you about. Next, please. All the best. Do well. And I do expect, like all previous batches have done, everybody or most of you in the batch will do well and take away as much as they can from the institution. We would love it if you take more from us rather than if you take away less from us. This is a teacher-taught relationship. It's actually that a teacher wants the student to take away as much as possible as they can. Thank you. Congratulations once again and welcome. Next, please.
Thank you so much for giving the overview of the expectations as well as how they should do. And now you all know there's already been introduced Dr. Rakhi Vishwas is the professor of microbiology and also your associate dean who will deliver the both of things. Over to you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind introduction. And a very good morning to all of you. Thanks. It's such a little word, no bigger than a minute, but there's a word of meaning and appreciation in it. And I am greatly honored to propose the vote of thanks. This joyful occasion has found deeper sense, meaning, and importance with the gracious presence of our beloved director, Professor Rakesh Agarwal, who has been our pillar of strength, supporting and approving our academic pursuits at every occasion possible. We are so very thankful to you, sir. With all sincerity, I also take pride in thanking the other dignitaries of today's function. Dean Research, Professor D.M. Thapa, Medical Superintendent, Professor N. Durarajan, Dean Academic, Professor Pankaj Kundra, Dean Karikal, Professor Kusha Kumar Saha, Project Coordinator, Professor Prem Rajan, Registrar, Professor Ravi Chitoria, Student Advisor, Professor Lata Chaturvedula, and the academic team, who will surely leave no stone unturned to support you, dear students, in matters related to academics, patient care, and research. A special thanks to all the heads of department and faculty gathered here. Your presence is truly appreciated, and the newly admitted students will be greatly benefited from your wealth of knowledge and guidance. No event is possible without the technical support. Here, I also extend my heartfelt thanks and acknowledge the contributions and support of the IT wing for their arrangements for today's function and making it a successful one. Last but not the least, the star of today's program, dear students and proud parents, your hard work, determination, and sacrifice is highly appreciated. And I wish you all the very best for the future on behalf of all of us. My sincere apologies if I've forgotten to mention other deserving individuals. And with these few words, I thank you all.
Dear student, you must be thankful to the country who is making you the proud doctors of the society. And we must give respect. And I request all of you to rise for national anthem. Thank you. Ground floor, dining park, left side, this building, refreshment.
If you walk out to the next.
Refreshment is there for all the students and the faculty. Please do join. Thank you very much once again.